Animals. The cutest, most best thing that is awesome in this entire world. Animals that make this world a very loving place. Animals that... Hey, what's up, Nightmare Corner family? Chris here. So today we're going to be looking at my top 5 animals in horror. So stick around, check out and see what the top 5 are. Before we get into the video, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And now, without further ado, let's count down the top 5 animals of horror. Alright everybody, coming in at number 5, we have Winston Church. Church from the movie Pet Sematary. Now, if you're a cat person, you obviously love cats, and everything about them are absolutely adorable. But this is one cat, Mr. Church here from Pet Sematary, that you do not want to mess with. Unfortunately, this poor cat met his demise against a big old semi-truck, but once he was buried into the ground at Pet Sematary, he was instantly brought back to life. Of course, he wasn't the same old cat that everybody came to know and love out of that family, but Church was something a lot more darker, a lot more evil. So coming in at number 5, we have Church from Pet Sematary. Evil, conniving. Some people might say cats are like that regardless, but Church, coming back from the Pet Sematary, definitely not one you want to mess with. Alright guys, coming in at number 4, we have Ben. Ben the rat from both movies, Willard and Ben. Now, Ben is a pretty smart rat. He is the leader and pretty much the collaborator against Willard in the movie Willard and Ben. Now, Ben has an army of rats at his disposal. He is the leader of this pack of rats. Ben is somebody not to be messed with. In the movie Willard, he actually befriends Willard until Willard betrays him, and Ben exacts his revenge with his army of rats attacking anyone that Willard used to say, and then at the end towards Willard himself. In the movie Ben actually befriends a little boy, and his army of rats wreak havoc throughout the movie. So when it comes to rats, yeah, pretty scary, but when you have a leader rat, especially one named Ben, he is not somebody you want to mess with. So coming in at number 4, we have Ben the rat. Coming in at number 3 on my list, I have the crocodile from Lake Placid. Lake Placid was one of those best movies that I loved the most, especially growing up. I absolutely love crocodiles and alligators, and Lake Placid, not only did you get a crocodile in the movie, but you also had a very humongous crocodile. And if you can see from the pictures, this is definitely not something that you want to be in the water with. Pretty much all the other movies after the first one were kind of crappy, but if we look at the original first Lake Placid, this croc was actually terrifying and very, very large. Definitely deserves the number 3 spot when it comes to animals in horror. Big crocodiles are not something you want to mess with. Coming in at number 2, we have man's best friend, which is everybody knows as Cujo. Cujo was a Saint Bernard who was bitten by a bat who was infected with the rabies. And of course, everybody loves dogs, everybody trusts dogs, but Cujo, the Saint Bernard, when he went crazy and pretty much started attacking people in the movie, definitely a force you don't want to be reckoned with. Huge dog, evil, pretty scary. So coming in at number 2, we have Cujo. Definitely something to be worried about. Okay, before we get to our number 1 animal of horror, there was one honorable mention that I did want to mention, and that is going to be the Ghost in the Darkness. If you guys haven't heard of the Ghost in the Darkness, these were 2 man-eating lions from Savo, and it's actually based on a true story, and these 2 lions' bodies are actually at the Field Museum in Chicago. Now, these were 2 male lions that nobody really knew what was going on with them. They didn't have any manes, and for some reason, they were eating people when they were trying to build the train in Savo, Africa. So 2 lions, man-eaters, they definitely got to get an honorable mention here. They were going to make it on the list, but you know, these are real life animals that were pretty much scary. But if you want to check out the movie The Ghost in the Darkness, definitely check it out. It is definitely one to watch, especially when you have 2 male lions for no reason at all that were actually attacking people. That's pretty scary, especially when something like that is based on a true story. Okay, coming in at number 1, we have Bruce the Shark from Jaws. Now, Jaws is that ultimate classic movie. Pretty much, this is the number 1 animal in horror, in my opinion. You have a great white shark who pretty much fed on the poor people of Amity Island. Now, this is one animal that I do not want to come across, and especially, you know, whether it's in reality with an actual great white shark or even dealing with Jaws himself in the movie. Jaws is pretty terrifying, and to know that this creature can be swimming and lurking pretty much around you without you knowing is absolutely terrifying. Not to mention that you have a 25-foot shark who has a taste for pretty much human flesh, and he will devour anything that gets in his way. So definitely on number 1 when it comes to animals in horror, we have Bruce the shark. Can't be anything worse than Bruce the shark. So congratulations to Jaws, Bruce the shark number 1, for coming in at number 1 on our top 5 animals of horror.